This is Dan of Vagabond Awake.
𝐷𝐎𝐁𝐎 from Hobo Venture.
And today we'd like to talk about why we were separated and what we did while we were separated.
Yeah, do you miss me?
Of course.
So tell us why.
So there were a number of things I needed to do in the US. I had to visit my stepkids. It had been too long. I had to get a shingles vaccine, which wasn't available in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, there's only in Singapore when we found the cost of to go there to get a shot is.
Yeah, it would have been $500 for the flight. For the shingles vaccine, and then hotel and airfare.
For only one shot.
And you have to do two of them. Yes. So I could buy a flight home for that. And then a friend of mine was retiring after 42 years at the same company. I was invited to that. Also needed to find a new accountant. My accountant had retired, and I wanted to spend time with family and friends because it had been a while. Because of that whole COVID fiasco. And so I invited 𝐁𝐎.
Yeah, but I decided not to go because it's such a very short notice, and we are not in the Kuala Lumpur, which is you have to go for interview, and appointments. So it's just like, I don't want to go. Yeah,
the U.S. Embassy makes you do an in-person interview.
Yeah, I think it's everyone want to go to US, you need to go through unless you're from the European country. Right. Well, so I decided because during the pandemic, we don't have time to spend with the family and friends. So I will decide to stay at home, that I can be spend and more focus on my family. And also I have my new nephew coming up, so I can spend time with them. And it's more easier for me because I speak Chinese and Dan don't speak Chinese, so I don't need to worry about Dan and how he's feeling, and I can talk with my parents for a long hour, we can go out, we can talk, I don't need to worry that much.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was the same for me on the US side. I could spend more time with people, we could have conversations that had history to them, and we, without having to explain everything to 𝐁𝐎 as we were chatting. And so it was more intimate for me to spend time with family and friends without having to translate all of the history of all the conversations we're having. So
I think some of people were asking, why you all separate like this? Doesn't you all love each other? Well, it's for, this world have a different life, and everyone is different. No one want to be together for 24 hours, 7 days a week. That is not for me.
Right.
So I'm great that we almost like in a certain time we will took a break from each other, and we can go back to visit our family and friends. So we will miss each other more. Because
absence makes the heart grow fonder. So after spending so much time together for so long, a break was nice. So we really got to appreciate each other when we returned.
Yeah. So when I'm in Malaysia, so I have time to bring my family to go for like a stay vacations in Penang Island, and we go to other mountains. We eat. We celebrating. It's nice that you will be more connecting with your family, like this one. And also that my family can see that what I'm doing on my life, because they always think that you're like just traveling around, you're not doing anything. So I welcome them into my room, that look at it, sit with me, and you will know what I'm doing. And then they just, now they see how is my work, how is my film, and how when I go outside, that's how I met a lot of people also. And so some of our YouTube subscribers will come and say hi to me. Actually, there is one time that in Penang that we will stay in Shangri-La Hotel, and I was and there's a guy with a girlfriend that look at me and like, oh God, don't tell me is our subscriber, because I don't know what to say, and I'm very nervous and I'm panicking because I'm alone. I'm not with Dad. I don't know what to say. Well, maybe you see me that I'm very confident, I'm good, I can speak, but no, actually deep inside me is, what should I say? Should I say, how are you, or what? There's a lot of things inside me that you don't know.
Yeah. And so for me, also it was nice. I was in the U.S. for 30 days. I was able to spend quite a bit of time with each of my sisters, with a couple of really good friends. But normally it's just a couple of emails or a 10-minute phone call there and there. I was able to spend 3 days at one friend's house. Another one, we went to dinner and spent hours chatting. I spent hours and days actually at my sister's homes. And I was able to just have more intimate conversations. And I was sleeping on their couch, or a bedroom if they had one, where instead of in a hotel room, to make sure the 𝐁𝐎 had like an alone space. So it was a very intimate experience, and it was cheaper because I was bumming on people's couches rather than renting hotel rooms. So it was great for that reason too.
Yeah, let me finish the story.
Okay.
Yes. Then I met the guy and I say hi. He said that, are you the 𝐕𝐄𝐍 venture? I like, oh yes. I like, oh God, what should I say next? You know, I'm very nervous about this. You will not see this on my face. I'm good on this outlook, you know. And I say hi because I was with my my family, and then I say hi, and then he say hi, and yeah, I say thank you so much for support our channel. See you next time. Have a good trip. Because I really don't know what to say much, you know.
Yeah.
And then my family like, oh, that is your life. So that is a way that I can show to my family about my life, and they see me how I travel, how I've been talking, how I living and earns the money for supporting myself, my life, and everything. Yeah. So that is a very nice, I mean, experience for me, but it's quite scared for me also because I'm alone.
Alone with your family?
Yeah, because I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared to see anyone because I don't think people will recognize me in Malaysia, but I was wrong.
Yeah, but they do, huh?
And you also met some in
in airports mainly, not just wandering the streets of America. They're not expecting to see me there, I guess. Plus, if I'm not with a 6-foot Chinese or Malaysian model, I'm not as easy to spot.
But still people will be recognized.
I think it was only in the airports. Yeah, and I was really surprised about, you know, it's 16 years since I lived in the U.S. full time. And I spent a whole month there, and I was really surprised how much prices had gone up in the U.S. since I was last.
Oh yeah, you still remember that you have a shot for the for the hepatitis A and B, that you have a shot in Malaysia and you have to get a second shot in US.
Right.
So the shot is from the USA. It's from a GSK company because I got the same shot.
Company.
Yeah, same company. And in Malaysia, it's 160 ringgit.
Right.
It's about $40.
Right.
About that, or less than $40.
Yeah.
And tell them how much you got.
It was like 180 or something, 170. So it was 4 times as much in the U.S.
I was shocked. Like, that vaccine is from your country.
The same manufacturer.
Yeah. And then
same quantity, same shot. Syringe is the same, and it's 4 times as much in the U.S.
Yeah, and also this time when I'm home, I have more chance to to know more about the pricing. The pricing in Malaysia, in my own life, is also increased a lot, but it's still very cheap for you. Example, like a noodle dish that we have is about like 3 ringgit 50 cents. It's about $1 or $2. Okay, but before that, it's only 50 cents that you can get a good big noodle.
So that's over the last few years? It's gone up that much?
Last few years. I mean, about 10 years, you know.
Yeah, and like when I compare foreign prices to American, I'm usually quoting like $10 or $15 for an entree. Yeah. And that's not really true in the US
Really?
anymore. No. It's not unusual to pay $20, $25, even $30 for an entree in the US.
For one entree only, not including drink and everything?
Yeah, not including the drink.
Wow.
Yeah, so to go out for 2 people for a meal, I took a friend to lunch, it was $80 without the tip. And in the US, you have to tip 20%. So, so you add another $15 onto it or whatever that is. And it quickly adds up. It's near $100 to go to lunch with a friend.
Wow, $100 is definitely you will have a good meal in Southeast Asia. I mean,
$100? We rarely spend that much. I think we took you out. A meal, we usually spend like $2, $3, $4, $5 per entree, right?
yeah, sometimes we go for a date night, we spend $20.
Yeah, so I'm not talking about special restaurants. I'm talking about just a normal, like a neighborhood restaurant. Now there are exceptions. There are cheaper places, like fast food and that kind of thing. But it's 4 or 5 times as much, six times as much. So when I talk about entrees now in the U.S., I can't talk about $10 anymore, $15. Now I'm talking about 20, 25, 30. So it's crazy. I was just hemorrhaging money in the U.S. without paying hotel rooms, sleeping on friends' couches and stuff. I was hemorrhaging money. And rents now are $2,000 in the U.S.
Wow.
And instead of $300 to $500 in Southeast Asia.
So we collect a lot of data we know about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like pharmacies, when you go buy medicine in Southeast Asia or Latin America, you're often just walking in telling the pharmacist what you need.
Yeah.
But in the U.S., you need a note from the doctor, and you're going to pay $100 to the doctor to give you the same note. You don't need it. So the pharmaceutical prices are not only elevated 4 times as much, 5 times as much, 10 times as much in the U.S., but you need a $100 note from your doctor, or maybe $200. They may want to do some tests before they're willing to prescribe that medicine to you.
But I still remember when we in Mexico, and we need some medication, but they say you need to see the doctor.
Yeah.
The doctor is inside the pharmacy. So actually you only pay how much? $2. I think I pay 50 peso.
For the doctor?
For the doctor, they tell you to check your temperature and everything, and then give you a note, and then you give to the pharmacy they give you the medicine.
Yeah, I think the last time I paid it was more. It was like $10 for the doctor in Mexico. But the point is, you don't need it for most medicines in Mexico. It's just for certain ones. So things have really escalated in the U.S. It's very difficult now. You're just hemorrhage money, and so that's the other thing I noticed when I was in the U.S. for a month.
Oh, I see. And also, I was in my hometown, so I go for my teeth cleaning. The teeth cleaning is just 90 ringgit, which is about $20 for the teeth cleaning. Everything is good.
You'll see specials in the U.S. maybe for 40 or 50 to clean your teeth, but the regular rate is higher, maybe 60, 70. Depends on whether or not you have x-rays, which normally you do. They want to see whether you have cavities or not. Yeah. So, it's just much more expensive to be in the U.S.
Yeah, also I have a chance to check my regular body checkup. Yeah. Yeah, also it's very cheap for for the woman to do the pap smear thing. It's also like $15. I went to a private hospital, it will be cost more. And the doctor checked me with the scanning and everything.
A sonogram.
A sonogram. It's just $20. I was shocked.
Can you imagine a sonogram for $20?
Actually, I was saying that, doctor, can I claim this into my insurance? Because, I was worried too much, And then the doctor said, this kind of case, it's just 90 ringgit plus, not more than 100 ringgit. I said, then only put in my insurance, so I can just pay myself. I was shocked, oh, wow, God, it's been a long time. I didn't have a body checker or anything in my country, so I forget about everything. Because I have one in Panama, it cost me $200.
Was it $200?
It's $200.
Okay.
It's also specialist, it's private hospital, it's $200, but I got my one is $20. Yeah,
and it's honestly in Southeast Asia, Malaysia or Thailand, they're tourist. What do they call that?
Medical tourism.
Medical tourism, and so that's why people go there. It's so much cheaper, and it's not a loss in quality. It's very high quality, very clean, very beautiful. The newest equipment. It's done very well in both Thailand and Malaysia. So.
Yeah, and also when I have a chance in my home, so I have a chance to see that how my country have already developed, and a lot of things they coming out like restaurants, like technology, a lot of things that I see. So it would be good for me when we travel, we can able to see the difference and share with you about how is life in this country and that country and what we feel.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. So, that is what we do and what we did and when we separate for 30 days. So, thank you so much for watching.
Make sure to like,
comment,
and subscribe.
see you next time.
See you in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.